We've had an active night, a confirmed tornado early this morning here in Edgecombe County. I'll explain what happened there and what we'll expect for the rest of the day.
And we have team coverage of this severe weather. The WRAL storm tracker giving us this live look in Edgecombe County as we check in on some of the damage from a radar confirmed tornado there.
It's also a wet morning commute as we give you a live look at the roads in the Triangle right now from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. You're looking live at Durham. We'll show you the conditions for your commute. And safety in schools. Wake County is getting a look at some new technology today. The mobile command units that will help respond to emergencies. A weather emergency played out in Edgecombe County this morning, where after 3:30 a.m. a tornado hit the area north of Pine Tops. And meteorologist Chris Michaels was on the air with you, guiding folks through that tornado warning that expired at 4 this morning. And now there is some damage. Laura Levine will be showing you that in just a moment. Thanks for joining us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. And as a result of all that, Edgecombe County schools are delayed 2 hours today. School leaders say they need to assess the road conditions in that area and any possible damage to schools out there. Now, Elizabeth Gardner over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now, and we had the rinse and repeat today mode, but you said more drama is on the way here.
Well, hopefully we won't see any more tornado warnings. It was very interesting. At about 5:15 last night, we had two tornado warnings there in Edgecombe County, and then a confirmed tornado this morning. The warning went out at about 3:25, and the tornado was confirmed at about 3:42. We don't have any other active watches or warnings across our area right now, or even in the state. We had another tornado warning out here in the eastern part of the state just a little while ago. Let's zoom in and take a look here at Pine Tops. You can see just some rain continuing to fall there. But again, the debris was detected near NC 42 and Drake Farm Road, also near Pine Tops, just north and west. 342 was when we saw the debris ball. Now, what does that mean? Well, if a tornado touches down, it can loft debris from a building or trees up into the air, and the radar can sense that. So we do have Laura Levine there. We're also collecting photos. Go to WRAL.com/reported and send us any photos that you have. This is a look at where Laura Levine is, again, just north of Pine Tops, where that tornado touched down, and we'll send it out to you, Laura. What are you seeing there?
Elizabeth, right now we are standing on Gay Street here in Edgecombe County in the Pine Tops area, and behind me you can see significant damage to this home here. I mean, the roof you can see straight through here, and the side panel of the home pulled apart. We're also seeing a lot of tree debris within the neighborhood. You can also see people really beginning to step outside and assess the damage themselves. Just in the last 2 minutes, we've also had some more utility trucks arrive here on location. We have, I'm not sure what utility this is, but we also have more equipment rolling in. Let's see if we can walk this way. There's a lot happening right now. We also have fire trucks. Let's walk this way, because not only are we seeing some damage here at this home, but we're also seeing significant damage here at neighboring homes with just a lot of tree debris. Again, people beginning to walk outside and assess some of the damage here in their neighborhood. So just to give you an idea of where we are, again, this is Gay Street, right off of School Street, where we first heard reports of the damage. We also drove on NC 42, where we saw a lot of trees down, where we also took some photos and videos. Okay, you guys, as the sun is coming up, this is actually our first time getting a look at some of the damage here at other homes. Again, so you can see a lot of tree debris, branches scattered all over the street parking lots, and trash cans down. A lot of damage here in this area. So we're going to continue to speak with people in this community about what they heard and saw. The good news is that the first home that we just showed you, where we really saw some significant damage, we're told that the people who live inside that house, they're doing okay. They are okay. So just probably a little scared, of course, of experiencing what they did overnight. But overall, everyone that we're hearing from is okay. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Laura. It's good to know that at least so far there are no reports of any injuries. That was certainly a dangerous, scary situation, especially happening at the hour that it did. A lot of people are asleep, and it's hard to get those warnings. Here's a look at what's happening around the Triangle. The rain's starting to lighten up, but we still have the potential for some flooding around Durham, Chapel Hill, down towards Sanford. Flood advisory expires at 7:45 this morning, so watch out for a lot of water on the roads there. We continue with our flood watch. We could see another inch or more of rain, and that rain will be with us on and off today. We have a flood watch watch in effect until tomorrow morning for the counties shaded in dark green, and in the Sandhills, it's until 8 o'clock this morning. We continue with our severe threat. It's a level 1 risk, so isolated tornadoes, wind damage is possible. Notice the chance of rain begins to taper off, but we'll still have the threat for some of those storms producing some flooding and some wind damage or tornadoes through the day. I'll walk you through the timeline with Futurecast coming up. Ken?
6:05, Elizabeth. That crash we've been following in I-40 eastbound cleared in the last 15 minutes. You can see traffic flowing on I-40 eastbound in both directions. We do have Kelsey Coffey and photographer Michael joining the WRAL breaking news tracker out on the roads this morning, giving us a first-hand account of what they're seeing. Kelsey, good morning.
Ken, good morning. You just informed everyone that crash that we were at maybe about 15 minutes ago did clear. So now we're actually going to be headed towards another crash in Durham, but for now we're still on 40 East. So we just want to remind you all just to take your time, make sure that you're driving slow enough. A little bit ago, probably about an hour ago, we saw a car hydroplaned on 885 North. So this is just some dangerous road conditions that we're seeing this morning. Wet, messy roads, no matter where you're driving this morning. In downtown Durham a little bit earlier, we did see just a little bit of debris, nothing to worry about, just small patches of leaves. But Ken, what can you tell folks as they head out on their morning commute?
Yeah, really the bottom line is going to be a rainy morning commute, so leave the house a little earlier than usual. We do have a handful of incidents dotting a live traffic map this morning, but none affecting your major routes. You're getting ready to head out the door, though. We've got you covered this morning. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
So here's where we are right now. 2 tornadoes in Edgecombe County in less than a 12-hour span. The latest one was just about 2.5 hours ago. And the National Weather Service is finalizing its plan now to look at possible damage from the first one last evening. Let's take a look at this. Eva Martin and her mother were driving and they spotted this, what appeared to be a tornado touching down. And no injuries were reported out of that. Waiting for the National Weather Service to confirm that one. Tarboro saw some damage as well right here. The storm ripped up trees. One landed on a woman's home.
Breaking news. A woman is hurt after a reported stabbing in Raleigh. Police responded to Capitol Boulevard just before 2 this morning. The WRAL breaking news tracker was there as officers investigated. Police say a woman went to the hospital in a private vehicle. She is expected to be okay. No arrests have been made. This morning, Justice Allison Riggs is set to be certified as the winner of the state Supreme Court race. That's after a 6-month court battle against Republican challenger Jefferson Griffin. He wanted judges to throw out tens of thousands of ballots. The battle ended last week when a federal judge ruled against Griffin. Riggs will be sworn in by the only other Democrat on the high court, Justice Anita Earls. The event will be held at 10 a.m. in the Old House Chamber in the state capitol.
New search warrants reveal how investigators tracked down the suspects in the armed robbery of a Raleigh postal worker. Investigators say the robbers stole $500, a cell phone, and a key used to unlock mail collection boxes. This happened in March. Police used witness photos and license plate recognition to track a vehicle of interest to a townhouse more than 12 miles away in Cary. Raleigh and Cary officers searched trash cans outside the townhouse and found the key, along with guns and materials that could be used to forge checks. Last week, police arrested Brian Thomas and Aaron Worthy in connection with the robbery. The person listed as living at the townhouse has not been charged.
Covering Wake County, school board members will get a look at new safety vehicles today. The school system now has 3 mobile command vehicles. The units have communications equipment and can coordinate emergency response from the field. The goal is to help streamline communication with school leaders and emergency responders. The school board safety and security committee will get a demonstration of them today.
Carolina Hurricanes have a commanding lead now, 1 win away from advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals. 5 goals, 5 different Canes scored them last night at the Lenovo Center on their way to that 5-2 win over the Washington Capitals. So that was game 4. So now the Canes are up 3-1 in the series, and they'll have to go up to D.C. again for game 5. A win would send them on to the next round. That game will be Thursday night, 7 o'clock puck drop. And after the game, don't miss our Canes exclusive post-game live, expert insight and exclusive analysis, only on WRAL at 11:25 Thursday night and after every game on the Canes playoff run. We have a live look for you right now. This damage from a radar-detected tornado in Edgecombe County. 3:40 this morning is when this touched We'll check back in with Laura Levine in the WRAL Storm Tracker in Edgecombe County.
And here's a look at the current situation as you're heading out. We don't have any tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings, and the rain is starting to lighten up in the Sandhills. I'll show you what to expect as we get through the rest of the day.
Here's a look at your winning Powerball numbers: 15, 16, 41, 48, 60. The Powerball is 21. The Power Play is 3.
Stay safe with the latest WRAL Weather Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13. This is a look at dual Doppler 5000 radar. Starting to see the rain lighten up a little bit. Some of the lightning and thunder that we saw about an hour to 2 hours ago is beginning to dissipate. We still have some scattered showers around the Triangle area. And of course, at about 3:25, there was a tornado warning issued just north of Pine Tops. And Laura Levine is there. We're going to take a look at that in just another minute or two. Don't forget, we still have a flood advisory that's in effect for parts of Durham, Orange, and Chatham counties until 7:45. The rain is tapering off, but a lot of rain fell there, looking at as much as 3.5 to 4 inches of rain fell in that area. So if you're traveling around in Durham, Orange County, eastern Chatham County, just watch for any water on the road or water rising from creeks. We'll continue to have our severe weather threat today. Damaging winds and isolated tornadoes remain a threat today, and flooding as well until 2 a.m. on Wednesday in our northern and eastern counties. Sandhills will expire here shortly at about 8 a.m. This is a look at our chance for rain. 80% now, then 60, then 50 later on today. And just because that chance diminishes does not mean that we won't still have the potential for flooding and some possible severe weather. So just keep checking in with us, and I'll have more about how much more rain we could see before all this is over. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, we are getting reports of a tree down on West 54, Highway 54 in Chapel Hill. So drivers are encouraged to use Manning Drive and South Columbia Street to get around that. Right now, we're seeing really very little delays on any of the major routes like I-40 and Carytown Boulevard, which is really good news. 3 things you need to know. You're heading out the door right now. Really, it's going to be a rainy morning commute. Once you're out there, watch your speed, watch your spacing, watch the ponding on the road, and the best bet, get an earlier than usual start because of what's happening there on the roads this morning. And of course, we'll have another update coming up in less than 5 minutes.
Such a messy morning commute. Yeah. Ken, thank you. More news to tell you about. We're learning more about a motorcyclist from Zebulon killed in a crash near Wendell. It is information from a GoFundMe page set up for his surviving family. Troopers say Jay Guido was riding his motorcycle last week on Turnipseed Road. The driver of a Subaru honked her horn from behind, past Guido, and abruptly slammed on the brakes before driving away. That caused the motorcycle to crash. Family members said Guido was riding with his 2 sons to clear his head and spend time doing what they loved together. Authorities are searching for the driver who caused the crash.
Happening today, the Fayetteville Police Department is holding a wreath laying and prayer ceremony. It's in observation of National Police Week. It'll be held in front of the Hay Street office at 10:30 this morning. Officers will honor those who have died in the line of duty.
Protesters in New Jersey blocked an entrance to an Immigrations and Customs Enforcement facility. The protesters prayed as they stopped employees from leaving the property. They demanded the Department of Homeland Security release the names of people being held there. The protest comes on the heels of Newark's mayor being arrested during a rally outside the detention center last week. He was released after a day in custody.
The U.S. will sell $1.4 billion in weapons to the United Arab Emirates. The sale also includes Chinook helicopters worth $1.3 billion. And the rest of the sale comes from parts and support for F-16 fighter jets. The UAE has committed to spend more than $1 trillion in investments over 10 years. Wake Med wants to open a new freestanding emergency department in Wake County. The hospital filed a certificate of need application with the State Department of Health and Human Services to open that facility in Rollsville. If it's approved, the project is expected to cost more than $53 million, and it would be completed in 2027. A public hearing on the project is scheduled for June 17th.
The power is back on in Wayne County after another snake damaged substation equipment, knocking out power to thousands of customers. Duke Energy says another snake came in contact with the substation. The outage plunged 7,000 customers into darkness until early Monday morning. This is the third large outage in our area caused by a snake or small animal in a week. The other two were in Durham and Rollsville.
6:17, the time right now, and I tell you, we've had a heck of a run here in the last 12 plus hours or so. A lot of drama weather-wise. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now, waiting for things to calm down a bit. But we got a lot of rain still on the way, Elizabeth.
We do. We still have rain in the forecast that could cause flooding, as well as the potential for severe weather on through the rest of the day today. But at about 2:20 to 3:25, there was a tornado warning issued for Edgecombe County, and then we had a debris ball. So it was a radar-indicated tornado. What happens when the tornado touches down and creates damage to a building? It lofts that debris up into the air, and the radar can detect that. And it happened right here at Hill Street and Gay Street in parts of Pine Top. So that's going to be sort of the northwestern portion of Pine Tops right there. We take a look at what that debris ball looks like on the radar right here. You can see it again, just north and west. And it may be that tornado was lofting debris in several places. That's just where we've seen the debris, or at least some of the damage so far. So we have Laura Levine out there, and she's looking around at what's happened. You can also see the circulation here on the radar as well. So it was a well-detected tornado on radar. But it gets tough that time of day. A lot of people are sleeping, so it can be hard to get warnings. But out there, so far, Laura says that there hasn't been anyone who was injured. We have some more pictures to show you as well, and to talk about the big threats for our nighttime tornadoes. Meteorologist Chris Michaels here with a bit more on that.
Elizabeth, yeah, so within like the last 20 minutes, I went looking into some stats here, and North Carolina actually ranks as 12th in the country for nighttime tornadoes. 30% of the tornadoes that we see happen during the nighttime hours, that unfortunately, including the one that we just saw this morning. You see the other states that have a pretty high chance of seeing nighttime tornadoes, especially in that Dixie Alley. We're talking states like Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky, where they see more than 40% of their tornadoes happening at night. All the more reason to have multiple ways to receive warnings: WRAL weather app, NOAA weather radio, and having the emergency alert system turned on. And kind of a learning experience here. Thankfully, these folks are okay, no injuries, but this is why we tell you to get into the lowest part of your house. Notice how the top part of this house in Pine Tops sustained the most damage from the tornado this morning. Elizabeth?
Yeah, a scary situation, of course, when it happens in the middle of the night and people, may or may not be able to get those warnings. Another warning: we have a flood advisory in effect from Sanford up through Durham and Chapel Hill. That expires at 7:45. We've seen in that area, notice the rainfall is starting to dissipate a little bit, but in that area, we've seen as much as 3.5 to 4 inches of rain in the last 24 hours. The rain is lightening up here a little bit in the Triangle in Wake County, but still some scattered showers out there, much less lightning, and the rain is not as heavy as it was, say, 2 hours or so ago. Here's a look at some of that rainfall again from Sanford all the way up to Chapel Hill, 3.5 to almost 4 inches of rain. We've also seen a number of areas with as much as 2 to 3 inches of rain. So a lot of water out there in the last 24 hours. But at least at this point, the best chance for flooding that you may run into is going to be around Durham and Chapel Hill. So be careful there. Flood watch is in effect for most of us until tomorrow morning, and then in the Sandhills until just about another hour and a half. We continue with our severe weather threat. Damaging wind and isolated tornadoes remain in our forecast, potentially for the rest of the day. This is 8 a.m. and then lunchtime. Notice how the rain starts to ease up a little bit for us, but it doesn't end. We'll continue to have isolated cells that pop up, and any of those cells that pop up later this afternoon could produce some severe storms. Wednesday morning, tomorrow morning, may be on the dry side, but in the afternoon, another wave of thunderstorms comes through, and again, some of those could be severe as well. So 80% chance for today, 60 Wednesday, just a small chance Thursday into Friday and Saturday, but we do continue to have that potential. How much more rainfall could we see? Anywhere from 1/4 inch to another 1.5 inches between today and tomorrow. Live look at Apex. The rain has started to ease up a little bit there. In terms of our temperatures, we'll see a high near 80 today and tomorrow. Of course, today is a WRAL weather alert day. A hot day for us on Friday at 92, and then it cools down just slightly as we get into the weekend. But of course, Ken, with all this rain out there, I already see some crashes on the map.
Absolutely. It's been a really dicey morning commute. Particularly, we're just getting reports of Durham County Sheriff's working a crash on I-85 this morning, and the State Highway Patrol is out there there as well. This is a Midland turn. It's causing a little bit of delay there in that particular area. We also have Kelsey Coffey in the WRAL breaking news tracker. She's helping with Michael Joyner, and this is what they're looking at right now. This is a situation that they're looking at on this westbound lanes coming in. We're going to get some more information about this and let you know exactly what's going on, because this is what you can expect when you're heading out this morning, and that's why we want you to encourage you. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
New details about a violent scene inside a Raleigh restaurant. The charges 2 men are now facing after the fight that led to shots fired during a Mother's Day meal.
A deputy accused, a Durham County law enforcement officer, is facing charges of soliciting prostitution. How authorities say it happened right at the courthouse.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Wicked is coming to the small screen, and you'll be able to see it right here on WRAL.
Ken Smith here now with What's Trending.
Yeah,
Ken.
how exciting is this, right? NBC and Peacock will broadcast a live Wicked musical special later this year. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo will both be part of it, along with some very special guests. That live presentation will happen in November.
Yeah, they will be singing many of the songs from the movie and maybe a little bit from Wicked Part 2 called Wicked for Good. That movie is set to be released November 21st, so it's going to be a magical November.
I know it. You saw it twice in the theater.
Incredible. A lot of people excited.
All right, Ken, thanks. Take you back to this live look at Edgecombe County. This is Pine Tops, and this is some of the damage that we have seen overnight after that tornado. Less than 3 hours ago, tornado in Edgecombe County. We'll give you more live coverage on the ground from there.
And we take a look at the radar. A lot of the rain in our southwestern counties has started to taper off, and it's lightened up a little bit in the triangle. It'll still be an issue for the commute this morning, and as we get into the afternoon, we still have the potential for flooding and possible storm damage. I'll show you the timeline.